Standing in the light.
Hey YouTube, what up? Lockdown RC here, and today I have an update video for you guys. Now, I've just been super busy with school and everything lately and haven't had a ton of time to pay attention to my RCs, but I have been working on them and getting ready for the indoor season with the Pro 2 and whatnot, so just thought I'd give you guys an update video. So, I guess we can just start out right here on the Rustler. Going back to the old style just because it's a little bit easier to film and give you guys more details. So my other shocks for this bad boy went out. They really didn't do their job anymore. The caps didn't stay on them, and so I took my Ultra shocks that used to be on my Speed Slash 4x4 and threw them on here. But as you can tell, it is way too high off the ground, so I'm going to go ahead and slam these. And I wanted to know if you guys wanted a how-to video on how to lower your shocks, because I would be more than willing to do that kind of video for you guys. It's pretty easy too. So Rustler, it's running great. Got to go gear up again because I actually lost my pinion gear on a pass, which is never fun because then you don't have any brakes. And so now I'm geared only 1950 when I was geared 2450. So I don't know if I can find another 24-tooth pinion. I think it was an oddball that one of my friends had and gave it to me at the track. So yeah, that's the Rustler for you guys. I have slicks on the rear too, by the way. These aren't just bald, they are slicks by GRP, and they grip better than these in my opinion, in the softest compound at least, in S1. So, making our way over here to Speed Slash 4x4, I'm starting to get her piece back together. I'm gonna actually use the Proline Silverado touring body they just released, but it won't be running until I figure out what the heck is going on with my drivetrain and this binding issue. It is really bad, and it screams when I give it throttle, so gonna have to look into that. Don't know if it's my gear mesh or something, but yeah. So I actually did something kind of cool on my wheelie bar back here. I took some links from my Slash 2-wheel drive that I took off, and I'll explain why here in a sec when I go show that to you guys. But I just did that so the little Traxxas clip doesn't come undone off the wheelie bar anymore, and I have a really solid wheelie bar just so I can hammer it from a start and get going faster. This thing's going to be built for drag racing. I think it's going to look sweet with some black GRPs in that Silverado body painted up a bright red. So, making our way over here now. Everything's kind of out of order and unorganized right now, but I'm going to clean up the garage tomorrow. Here's my, oh geez, here's my sister Stampede. It does not have any shocks on it because she kind of busted all of hers. But I've been piecing it back together. I'm going to get her actually a censored system for it because it's cheaper than going into a Castle system. It's like 40 bucks cheaper, so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. It runs, everything is fine on it, just needs some new shocks and a new system because she kind of fried 2 Valenians, which I have no idea how she did. And then we have the Stampede 4x4, which I keep losing the body mount for right here because I stripped it. Yeah, it's going good. I'll take the body off and show you guys here what all is in it. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not since I did this, but I actually took the motor out of my Yeti and dropped it into this thing. I'm not going to take it off the rack because I don't want to get grass everywhere on the counter because I haven't cleaned it yet. Which is also another how-to video I'm working on. I just got to finish it up tomorrow. I've been cleaning my Slash 4x4. So let's just set that up there carefully. And set this down here carefully. So, I have a Castle Sidewinder ESC, but the Vanguard 3150 from my Yeti in here. And it's a powerful motor, I'll tell you that. It's got a really strong magnet in it. And it takes I think it has a 5mm shaft on it, so it takes a lot wider variety of pinion gears. So I believe I'm geared 1854 and it runs pretty cool. So I actually like that motor a lot. People have been complaining that they're kind of crappy, but I like it. So right here is the body for my TC4 that I have yet to purchase. I'm hoping that I can buy it tomorrow. I'm gonna put in some work, maybe barter, hustle a little bit, and sell some stuff. Just get this project finished. I have the motor and ESC and everything for it. In fact, I'll go grab it real quick just to show you guys. I have all the electronics. All I need is the chassis, and then I'll be good to go. And my friend has a set of tires for me, so yeah. So what I did was I went ahead and I went super cheap on this, but it's worth it. Oh shoot. So this is a Leopard 5.5 turn 6650 kV motor, and this thing is fast, you guys. It is a stupid fast motor for a TC4. And then I went with the Turnigy Trackstar 80 amp ESC. Now this combo was extremely inexpensive. I think I paid like 60 bucks for this thing. So if you're looking for a good combo, say you race mod buggy or you just want to throw it into a touring car or drift car, get this. It's awesome. Also, I'm going to be running this, I don't even know what this is, this 4096 Savox, it's the 1258 TG that I waterproofed very terribly, as you guys can probably tell. I actually think this might have been in a lipo fire in the car that it was in at the time. I haven't owned this the entire time I've had it, so I loaned it to a guy at the track for a while. So as well, here is the Spectrum receiver I'll be running, the SR410 surface receiver. Can't go wrong with these in my opinion. They're good for race cars. I have one in my Pro 2 and whatnot, so I'm probably going to replace all of my receivers. Granted, not my speed cars, because Spectrum isn't known for their long distance, but I just like the programmability of their remote and the ease of access and all of the channels that you can run on there. So by the way, if you guys are wondering, this is the Protoform Cadillac ATS V body, and it is pretty. Although I used really crappy paint, Duratrax paint, in it, I honestly think it looks like crap. People say that it looks great, and the guys at the hobby shop thankfully took my other paint back and gave me a store credit, and I bought Tamiya. So I'm going to do it right the second time when I get the Protoform Z28 Camaro, which is, trust me, it's badass looking. Now, with the Wraith, I don't know if you guys have seen this body on it yet, but it is ugly, and it is ugly on purpose. So this was actually inspired after an off-road truck that I want to say he's a family friend of ours that he owned, and I based it loosely off of his rig, and it was this color, and so I did that. And the only thing that's different is he had a gold pinstripe running along here, but I have an entire LED light kit, hooked up to this. I believe it was like $12 on Amazon. And so, yeah, I tinted my windows super dark because it looks kind of funny on the cage. But, yeah. Oh my gosh, the thing is heavy now. I have weights in my rear axles. I do need to get the STRC aluminum lockouts because these are warped. And my tires don't rotate on there quite straight, if you guys can see that right there. Yeah, so got a whole bunch of scale stuff in the back, mainly the sniper rifle, the AK-47, and the M4, and then I have my tow strap, as well as a radiator, and these are actually spare slipper clutches from Slashes and Rustlers that burnt up, and they look like brake pads, so I threw them in there. And yeah. Got my aluminum transmission case in there, if you guys can see that. There it is. And I have all the steel axial gears inside of there, as well as the Savox. What does that say? Oh my gosh, did it flip my camera? So that's the Savox SW0231 MG. That was a weird camera effect. I don't know if it's going to show up on the video or not, but I flipped it upside down and it stayed right side up. That is very odd. Well, so now let's make some room here for the Pro 2. This, I'm going to be making a separate video explaining how I did my mid-motor conversion and why you should do it and why you shouldn't do it if you're beginner racer just learning how to race rear motor, excuse me, because mid motor is a huge learning curve, and I don't think I was quite ready for, or wasn't expecting what happens. So, for one, it turns so much better in the corners. It is unbelievable how much it increases your steering capabilities. But what's weird about it is you have to brake in a straight line, and so you can't touch your brake in the corners at all. You spin out. So that's the one area that I really have to work on, because instinctively I've been racing rear motor all this time, and you really have to get into the brake to get the rear end to come around where you want it to. So that's what's been going on with the Pro 2. I will be making a separate video saying how I did it and stuff, but got my Tekin Redline 13.5 in there, which actually I thought burnt out, but it turned out that my batteries were low voltage, and so they wouldn't charge, and I actually just had to put my charger on a different mode because it was not charging them. It was my charger's bad, not the car necessarily. So, or not the batteries necessarily, my bad. Here, oh my gosh, this thing is even heavier than the Wraith, I think. Here's my Yeti, which decided to eat its spur gear. So I don't know what I'm going to do at this point with this car. I really haven't been running it all that much. I have the Castle 1410 motor in there, which is plenty of power for this car on 2-cell, and even crazier on 3-cell. I believe I was geared 1156 before I ate this. I'm probably going to go to 1154 or something like that, just to get a little bit more top end speed. So yeah, it's completely roasted, if you guys can see that, just all the way around. So I think it was my mesh that was set wrong, and it just decided to eat the spur gear. So that's the Yeti. I have a couple little things you guys may not have seen are the Proline Fault Line beadlocks. I believe that's what they're called. They're a really cool design. They're 5-spoke, 6-lug beadlocks, and the beadlock is actually real. It's not fake. So I don't know why people would think it's fake, but it's a metal beadlock, and how you do them is you go in a star pattern and you divide it up by 3, so you do these 3 screws and then these 3 and then the last 6. So yeah, just a little tidbit of information. And here's my splatter paint Yeti body that I did. I hope I'm not going to get copyrighted for what's on the TV. I forgot to turn that off, my bad you guys, sorry if that's distracting. But yeah, so what you do is you spray the paint into the cap and you just flick it onto the body. Sometimes it turns out better than other times. Like on my test pieces of Lexan I did, it didn't look that great, but I mean, it's pretty cool. I also did a LeMay flake on here, which turned out pretty nice. If you guys can see that, all those crazy little colors popping up. Yeah, this is one of my favorite bodies I've ever done. So, yep, that's Tamiya, all Tamiya. Hate Duratrax. I hate them with a passion. Now, these are absurdly tall RC stands, so I'm going to take my cars down from here. These actually used to be speaker stands, hence why we have them. But it's just nice to have. I'm actually going to put tire mounting spots on here, and then maybe another additional rack so I can have 2 RCs on them just for ease of storage. Because, trust me guys, I'm racking up a lot of cars. Slash 4x4. It's missing a spur gear because it decided to eat its spur gear like the Yeti. Guess my cars have been hungry lately. So nothing has changed on this bad boy. I'm doing a how to clean your RC video on it on YouTube. Oh, great, I'm missing my battery strap. Gotta find that. But yeah, so I'm finishing that video up tomorrow morning when it's light outside because it's pitch black right now. And here's a Slash 2-wheel drive. I did a pre-runner conversion on it, and it kind of busted, to say the least. I ripped the A-arm right out of the bulkhead. You can see that right there. And it was because I was stupid and I used the wrong size pins when I reinstalled these A-arms. So, yeah, my fault. And I kind of, rocks don't move, and I learned that the hard way. I kind of been, I should have known that my entire RC career, if you think about it. Debating taking this one off the stand. Don't really want to, but I believe that's a Savox 1257 TG in there. That's been Plastadipped and waterproof. Stupid fast servo. Way too fast for this car, but I have it in there anyways. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Just remember to leave a like on this video, rate, comment, and subscribe. That looks ridiculous. Oh, that is badass. Oh, sorry, guys. That is sick. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Lucas's update video will be next weekend. I hope you guys are fine with me going back to the old format. It's just a lot more work to shoot over here on the table when I'm sitting here and I got the tripod set up and whatnot. So, especially when my shop is such a mess right now. I'm sorry about that. It'll be cleaner next time. Just had to do this tonight. It was kind of my only time to do it. So, I've rambled on too long. Later.